Hello. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we are not able to bring you the usual diminishing returns goodness that you crave on a weekly basis this week, I'm afraid. However, we've been through this rodeo before. I think if you remember last time this happened, Alan dug into the archive and pulled out some clips from episodes that he'd been editing. Well, I'm doing that again with a selection of never-before-heard clips from your favourite classic episodes. As Alan said last time, our recording sessions can generally range anywhere from about 3 to 5 hours on average. We then laboriously edit it down to something listenable. But quite frankly, the vast majority of what gets cut is just us having a laugh, being chummy, or, often we just go off on complete tangents. So that's what I've been saving here for you. It's mostly a whole load of us just being silly, doing stupid impressions and voices, but I think it's good stuff. In fact, there's a moment from our Thunderball episode near the end that might well be my favourite thing that we've ever recorded. So give it a shot, give it a chance. Enjoy. We'll hopefully be back to normal service next week, so do come back and we'll be talking about Transformers 9 or Iron Man 4 or whatever's coming out. I don't know, I can't foresee the future. Maybe we won't be back next week. Who knows? Maybe society is no more, the apocalypse has arrived, and this episode is the swan song from human civilization. Who knows? Even if you are huddled in a bunker, hoping that the radiation doesn't seep down deep enough to permeate your water supply, do enjoy. To begin with, I'd like you to cast your mind back to February of 2017, in which we did an episode talking about the Oscars because it was the Oscars, but we also had this tangent that we went off on all about the ITV Movie Awards. It was cut purely for time, because that episode is, at the time of me recording this little intro bit, our longest episode ever. I think it's about 2.5 hours long. Yee! So here you are, a clip that was cut purely for time.
Is that the year they gave a BAFTA to just like James Bond?
I think it might have been.
To James Bond for contributions to the British film industry.
Oh, do you know what the shittest... Do you remember that ITV did the National Movie Awards?
Oh yeah, no. It ran for like 1 year or something.
Are they still going? Because they did it like consecutively for like 2 years, and then they took a 2-year break and then did it again. And it was just like the most bullshit.
Yeah,
like...
it had categories like, it was sub MTV.
It was like, best on-screen
categories
kiss.
were like best kiss, best fight.
Okay. Oh no. Here we've got. Okay. The categories in the first year in 2007 were best action adventure, best animation, best comedy, best family, best performance male, best performance female, special recognition award for Bond producers. Do you want to know who the actors were for best male performance?
Yeah, because I remember watching something. I remember watching one of these, and like no one could be asked turning up, so that some of them had sent video messages in, but they were really.
Yeah.
Was this
for best male performance in 2007? We had Orlando Bloom, for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Rupert Grint for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Daniel Craig for Casino Royale. Fair enough, he was nominated for a BAFTA that same year for that performance. But the winner was Daniel Radcliffe for Harry Potter. And those are your nominees for Best Actor.
No, but I remember it was someone like Peter Jackson, or I can't remember. Someone won an award, and they did a video thing because they couldn't be asked going because they were like, a proper film person. And I just remember them saying, "Thank you for this very prestigious award." And I thought, like, are you taking, like, genuinely, is that like, are they taking a little dig at this, or are they just so like unaware of
Oh, fucking hell. This is how, like, in the last one was in 2011. They did away with male and female. They just had performance of the year. And Colin Firth won it for The King's Speech. But he was up against the 3 kids from Harry Potter, Jennifer Aniston for Just Go With It. Who else? Okay, so
I'm looking at these now. Emma Watson won Best Performance Female.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Against Judi Dench, Eva Green, Keira Knightley, Gemma Arterton.
Shrek the Third was nominated for Best Animated Film.
Can you imagine being an acting award up against Orlando Bloom and Daniel Radcliffe, and you just think, what the fuck have I done with my career? What's happened?
This isn't the thing. Like, I think because it's like when you look at the nominations, you've got like for the last one you have like Natalie Portman in there for Black Swan, like decent actors, and then just against like kids like Ben Barnes for Chronicles of Narnia.
They added a musical category that didn't exist in 2008, just so they could like give some acknowledgement to Mamma Mia. The Love Guru was nominated for Best Comedy that year, alongside St. Trinian's and Sex and the City. Juno won.
Wait a minute, what? St. Trinian's?
Yes.
But Gemma Arterton was nominated for Best Performance for St. Trinian's in the previous year.
Hang on.
So, what the fuck happened there?
She was, you're right.
So,
what the fuck? That is bizarre. That is so weird. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
God.
You know what? Maybe it was Johnny Depp when he won the award for Sweeney Todd that year that I'm thinking of. He said, "Thank you for this very prestigious award." No, you know what? I think it was Christopher Nolan because The Dark Knight won Best Superhero Movie. I think it was Christopher Nolan. Yeah,
that was a year when I think because I remember Meryl Streep was actually there to collect her award that year. They had an award in the next one in 2010 for the most anticipated summer film.
Most anticipated film?
So what's that like? Marketing? The marketing department won an award.
Don't even know what that.
What the fuck? Breakthrough film, and they gave that to The Time Traveller's Wife.
That was a big
what
breakthrough.
What does that even mean?
Because the Time Traveller's Wife hadn't done anything before that, apart from that successful movie, and went on to great things.
And nominated were Harry Brown, so Michael Caine, like at the end of his career. Coco Before Chanel, was that a Woody Allen movie?
No,
that
was
was
the story of Coco Chanel.
That was a Coco Chanel biopic with Audrey
of course
Tautou.
It is. Yeah, Paranormal Activity, like I guess fair enough, maybe, and Nativity, which was just like a load of low-end British comedians who've been working for a while.
What does breakthrough film mean?
Like Coco Before Chanel, I'm just looking at the director has been directing since 1993. Like she's had a fairly established career. Audrey Tautou has obviously been in lots of stuff. Like what's breakthrough?
Who was breaking through? It's literally set 40 years in the past.
Special recognition that year went to Harry Potter, and they because obviously there wasn't a Harry Potter movie out that year, so they had to do something to get Harry Potter involved. And Screen Icon Award was added, and they gave that to Tom Cruise.
Huh.
The Screen Icon Award. Oh no, Harry Potter was nominated for that year. Anyway, Best Animated Film went to Tangled. Nominated were Despicable Me, Romeo and Juliet, and Megamind, but not Pixar's offering from that year, which I believe was that the year Toy Story 3 came out? Yeah, it was. The King's Speech. So Toy Story 3 wasn't nominated.
Oh, but it did come second place in the most anticipated summer film category in the previous year. So that's recognition.
Then they added One to Watch, Brits Going Global. So that's like the best up-and-comer award at the BAFTAs for the actors.
Oh, who won that? Neil Morrissey.
Jamie Campbell Bower.
Okay. Well,
who I guess is kind of... But that means he beat Andrew Garfield, who is up for an Oscar this year. He beat Tom Hardy, who is like now A-list. He beat Henry Cavill. He beat Felicity Jones. He beat... And various other people who I don't
It wasn't
even know
Sweeney Todd, though.
Yes.
Yeah, like the year before. This is 2011. He was in Sweeney Todd like 3 years earlier.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
What was he even? Oh, he was in Harry Potter.
He was in Twilight.
Oh, okay.
It was basically just the Harry Potter awards, isn't it? It's like,
oh my! Look at they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 nominations for Best Performance of the Year.
Yes, and the difference differences between them. It's like, how do you judge Rupert Grint in Harry Potter against Colin Firth in The King's Speech? Like, how...
Well, not favourably is the answer.
So Colin Firth won, but he was nominated alongside Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson for Harry Potter, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost for Paul, Helena Bonham Carter in The King's Speech, Geoffrey Rush in The King's Speech, Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network, so all these proper things, and then Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy, just because, like... Because it's Jeff Bridges.
Oh, no. Tron Legacy / True Grit. So...
Oh, okay. I was going to say...
I don't even know what that means. How do you judge...
I don't even... Special Recognition Award, The King's Speech. Why isn't there just like... But it won Best Drama as well.
Special recognition is if you're not getting recognised normally, right?
But it won Best Drama and Best Lead Actor, or Best Actor. That's... Oh, I don't even...
Anyway, there has not been an awards since May 2011. So awards mean nothing, really, do they? All the pomp and ceremony and, you know...
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but hearing that makes me appreciate the Oscars a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, like, come on, at least they're trying to be credible. Jesus Christ.
Hello, it's me again. Next up, we've got a selection of clips from our live-action Disney remakes episode that we did in anticipation of Beauty and the Beast, the 2017 live-action Disney Emma Watson remake. I'll start you off with a clip of us just chatting about a bit of promo trailer footage Alan had seen. Then there's a brief tangent where we talk about the crow characters from Dumbo. And then lastly, there's quite an extended discussion of LeFou, who it had come out ahead of our episode that Josh Gad was officially playing as, well, at the time they told us Disney's first openly gay character. Don't quite know about that, but it's still an interesting discussion about the diversity on screen in mainstream cinema. So there you go.
Do you know what bothered me about that opening scene that they've shown about Beauty and the Beast? She's prancing around and she picks up this loaf of bread and puts it in this little kind of pouch that she's got in her dress, and then she starts touching this horse's mouth. And I was thinking, oh, she's gonna touch the bread again, and then
fuck off! As if you like wash your hands all the time, you dirty bastard. I've lived with you.
I'm not a dirty person. What are you talking
There's
about?
no way that would like stop you from eating a loaf of bread if you've been touching a horse before.
No, it would. I don't know. Like, a horse is just disgusting. I don't know. If it was a cat, I wouldn't think anything of it. But it's a horse. I don't know. But that's what really jumped out at me of that.
Well, she
whole
lives
scene.
in the old days.
That and the kind of unbearably twee nature of it. You could have them as the 4 crows from Dumbo. Just lift those characters straight out.
I like those crows. I know they're considered part of this racially insensitive time, but I've never. I don't know. I know I'm speaking as a essentially white guy here, but like, are they that bad?
Half
really?
and half.
Yeah. Are they that bad? Those crows? I don't see how it's any different to Eddie Murphy voicing Donkey or something like that.
That's how I kind of agree. Yeah, and I mean, they weren't bad enough that they were removed from the film outright, so I'm guessing that... And they don't need, like, on most of the Looney Tunes DVDs where they have, like, Bugs Bunny, like doing an actual racist sort of impersonation, they normally have Whoopi Goldberg come on at the start of the DVD and say... Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here that's obviously offensive nowadays, but this was just commonplace back then. So
I don't know, it's Whoopi Goldberg.
No, honestly, they get Whoopi Goldberg to come out and she says all this stuff. But I kind of like, yeah, if you're going to put it out on DVD, then yeah, you should put that.
Can you imagine getting that call? Whoopi Goldberg gets a call from her agent. It's like, I've got a job with Disney for you. Oh, great! Yeah, it's a Cheshire Cat or something. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I know you've been defending Roman Polanski's like child rape, so you might want to defend some old school racism as well. It seems to be, yeah.
She's not defending it. She's just sort of saying, yeah, these attitudes are wrong now, and they were wrong then, but it's here and it's part of this art. So bear that in mind when you watch it. Enjoy, kids. No, I think this is completely about diversity and bringing in different aspects of modern society. Like, I can't imagine that there's going to be a homophobic, undertone. I think LeFou will probably, he's obvious, according to the director, he's probably working through his feelings, and that'll come out, and then I can imagine that everyone will probably be fine with it. Because I think the other thing to say about Beauty and the Beast is that it's going to be apparently the first Disney live-action film to feature an interracial kiss. Which is another...
Is that between Beast and Belle? Or...
That's interspecies.
Okay.
Racist.
Well, this is the thing. Like, there's a whole
They're
load
going to dump
of...
everything in this film and then just sign it off and say, look, we've done it now, all right? Stop going on about it.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
it's already quite a controversial move in America, sadly. There's already cinema... I was going to say chain. There's already a drive-in theatre in places like that saying they're going to boycott the film because how dare Disney stick their liberal agenda down our throats? And it's like, well, just fuck off. Just get over it.
Yeah, I don't think representing the modern world society as it is on a film is really a liberal agenda, I think. I mean, obviously people who claim that are, even if they don't openly say, they're homophobic or racist or whatever, they obviously are, because unless you are, why would you think that was even an issue? I mean, to be honest, the whole media circus about it, I think, is probably blowing it all out of proportion. Like, Sol, do you remember Paranorman, the stop motion film from Laika from a few years ago? And how at the end of that film, it's a bit of a spoiler alert here, but there is one character who is this big, buff, jock kind of guy, and this one girl is lusting after him.
Norman's sister throughout the film is sort of tagging along because she's really into him. Yes.
And then at the end, she sort of asks him out or something, and he... Oh no, she says something to him, and then he just takes out his phone and is like, oh, whoa, yeah, that sounds great, yeah, we'll hang out. I'll text my boyfriend and tell him to come along too. And that was it. And there was no sort of big hoo-ha about it. It was
played it was a quick gag more than anything.
Yeah.
It was just quite an effective joke, because it was she's been trying to, prove herself in front of this guy for the last 90 minutes and get his attention, and then, he was gay, huh?
Yeah.
And it plays quite well in the film. It was one of the funnier bits that I remember, but it was sadly this big thing.
Well, I think the way to do it now, instead of making this big dramatic, hey, this character's gay and it's going to be all about gay issues, you just have a gay character and it's just a normal thing. That's the way to do it now, isn't it? We've gone beyond the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what,
completely agree.
The one that completely somehow flew under the radar, because Paranorman did get all the particularly conservative right-wing Christian Americans up in arms, and there are all sorts of comments about, I don't have a problem with it, but how am I supposed to explain this to my kids? I shouldn't have to explain it to my kids. And it's well, just explain that sometimes men like men and women like women. What's the problem with what is the problem with that? But somehow Happy Feet 2 did the same thing, and before that, and no one, maybe no one saw Happy Feet 2. I don't know. I thought it was quite a big film, but there's Matt Damon and Brad Pitt, I think, play two prawn shrimp things that are basically, I mean, I guess maybe they never overtly state they're a couple, but they're these two little shrimp that go away from the big cloud of shrimp and go off on an adventure on their own. And I think at one point they sort of outwardly shout "I love you" back and forth at each other, and it's not played in a kind of bromance kind of way. It's just played like they're a couple. And I remembered watching it thinking, well, this is surprisingly progressive for a kids film in 2011 or whenever it was. And I don't know, maybe I was just reading too far into it, but I didn't see a single bit of negative press or pushback against it. I mean, maybe it was just subtle enough to not upset anyone. But then when you think about things like SpongeBob SquarePants upsetting people, even though he's actually not gay, just because he's a bit camp, I don't know. It's all very strange. I mean, I don't know. My thought was almost that, I don't know. I'm almost a bit sad that it's LeFou, to be honest, just because, like I say, it almost feels like a bit of a overly simplistic to just say, oh, he fancies Gaston, rather than he's like just this snivelling little dickhead. And it's almost like a disservice to gay people to cast a little snivelling knobhead as the one gay guy instead of just like a normal person. I don't know.
Well, that's the flip side of it, I think, because as much as people can wave the flag and say, oh, great representation on screen and whatnot, he is still, as you say, this snivelling little villainous character. It's like, I'm not sure it's presenting necessarily... I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll have a little arc in the film and he'll end up being nice in the end or something. He probably will, if they're making this much of a hoo-ha out of it. But, I agree.
Just reminded me actually when when I've been editing the King Kong episode this week. In Calvin's pitch, you pitched that there was a female version of Carl Denham.
Yes,
and she has, and then there's another woman that she goes around with, and they sort of get together.
Yes,
and like we didn't mention the fact that was a lesbian thing. We just didn't go into it. I realised when I was listening back to it, we were just like, we just let that one go, didn't we?
That was my own little social experiment.
Maybe we're progressive anyway.
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, I
didn't seem
so.
to make any difference, so we just left it.
Yeah.
Well, take that, Hollywood.
Me again. Next up, I've got a couple of clips for you from our Guardians of the Galaxy episode, starting with a complete tangent where Alan refers back to our 50 Shades of Grey episode, in which Calvin and myself are fairly adamant that 50 Shades of Grey isn't a well-known phrase that the title of the book was referring to, and Alan tries to prove that it was, with questionable levels of success. And then after that, there's a fairly self-contained clip that doesn't really need much introduction, where we're talking about TV presenters for some reason I can't even begin to remember. You know, in real life conflicts are always, they're not black and white. There's always some shades of grey, so...
50 Shades of Grey. Oh, yeah, it just reminded me of something there. I was listening to a song, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls by TLC.
Yes.
Yes.
I was listening to that song yesterday for some reason, and there's a line in that about 10 Shades of Grey.
Oh, okay.
So it must be a phrase. Something about Shades of Grey is a phrase.
Yeah, well, I suppose Shades of Grey is a phrase, isn't it? Because, like I say, it's when you're saying something isn't black and white, like I just did. It's yeah. I've just never.
But you wouldn't
I was gonna say I've just never heard it quantified, and then I've never heard 50 Shades of fucked up to mean like, oh, that's a lot of shades. I don't know.
If anything, it means that it's more sort of central and not quite as...
Yeah. If anything, that means his 50 Shades of fucked up means that he's not, like, hugely fucked up like he was trying to explain. It's more that he's fucked up in a nuanced...
Diluted.
Yeah, it's a very nuanced way that he's fucked up. It's more...
Yeah, if you've got one shade of fucked up there, that's bad. Because it's just... That one thing is really messed up.
So anyway, I mean, like I touched on at the start... She's obviously like a failed actor who's fallen into presenting, but doesn't... Anyway.
That's what they all are.
Yeah. But that's it, are they? Because, I don't know, Eamon Holmes, do you think if we dig it up, there's a few old episodes of The Bill with Eamon Holmes playing like a dodgy fence? Like...
A dodgy fence.
Yeah, Nick the Greek.
trying to sell a car radio or whatever. I don't know. Never seen The Bill.
I bet he'd love that. He'd be desperate for that sort of thing.
Tell you what, I might cast Eamon Holmes if I was directing Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you not think he'd be good as like Nova Prime or something? This like grumpy, emotionless man.
I do actually, yeah. Brilliant. This is good. Oh, if we start beef with Eamon Holmes, we might actually, like, he's the kind of person who'd actually rise to it, wouldn't he?
Oh, God. This is it, you're right. We need to start beef with, like, real, like, C-list, British C-list celebrities, like say, Eamon Holmes, Hairy Hands Holmes.
Apparently he doesn't like being called fat. I think he got, like, some beef going with Have I Got News For You for a while, because they kept making joke of his weight.
Well, I've heard he makes all the runners go into his dressing room and change all the mirrors to, like, funhouse mirrors that make him look really skinny before he goes in. And one time they forgot to do it for, like, one of the little, the little makeup mirrors at the side. And he had them fired. He was like, "This mirror's broken. I can't be dealing with fake mirrors." And he smashed it and threw it at them. Yeah, it's like the invitation still stands for Emma Watson or Kelsey Grammer to come and refute these claims that they've been stamping on mice to get their rocks off. I heard that Holly Willoughby. I heard that Holly Willoughby just runs over, like, when she sees a cat at the side of the road, she just, like, veers off to, like, onto the pavement to try and hit it, and she just goes out, like, cruising residential streets late at night to try and run down cats.
And whenever she gets one, she goes, 10 points!
and she goes out. Does she hang out with Philip Schofield?
Oh, they're never apart.
Yeah, so he's in the back seat with, like, a pad of paper and a pencil, like, laughing. And he goes, "There's one over there, Holly. There's one over there." And they're, like, blasting the Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat soundtrack.
I've heard they go out, get drunk at, like, big events, and then turn up for work the next morning dressed in the same clothes, like, still pissed.
They legitimately do that.
See, I'm not totally out of touch, Calvin. I know what's going on.
No, pop culture Alan today.
I've heard they do that, and then they buy so much Coke that they're like, "Oh, I've got too much Coke. I can't possibly do anything with this." So they've got a thing going where they sort of, there's a school just by the studio, so they kind of just, like, on the sly on the way into work, they sell Coke to kids. Kids with cancer.
It's the little pleasures in life when you've got
And that's it. When people confront them about it, they go, "Oh, come on. They've not got many joys in this life, so they're not going to live to be old enough to do it normally. Just let them have some Coke."
To be fair, though, that's good reasoning. Let them have a fag, for Christ's sake.
We're not using any of this, are we? It's like, literally.
Oh, how wrong you were, Calvin. Well, I suppose you were half right. Up next is a selection of clips from our Suicide Squad episode. The first two were just very obvious tangents that were cut for time more than anything, because they were completely off topic and silly. And then there's a very short clip at the end that was cut due to the episode's proximity to the tragic event in Manchester that occurred after we recorded, but shortly before the episode was due to go up. Just seemed like a good idea to let it breathe a bit before. Have a listen. So yeah, the big god witch things are taking over the city. And
yes.
Have you guys seen? So the Nintendo Switch is now out, and one of the games on it is called Arms. Have you guys seen any? Have you seen the trailer for Arms?
No, I don't know what that is.
Just Google it quickly and just have a look at Arms, because that's what I was thinking of when I was watching these witch thing. Nintendo Switch Arms.
What?
It's this game where these, like,
it's like boxing
punch
with, like,
each other with long, ridiculous spring arms. That's all I could think of when I was watching the film. Was how much the witch man brother looked like that, because he had these stupid springy arms.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know something interesting
About this film?
No, about the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, then yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've played one.
Have you?
Oh, even I haven't played one.
What did you play?
Quite
Zelda?
a few different the little just the games that are on it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the concept of it is. But like it comes with the little. It's like a Wii.
And do you think it'll go down well in your retirement home?
Oh no, it's shit. I've played it because I was in the advert for it that they were filming.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I was an extra.
Well, is it out yet? Is it a new advert that isn't out yet?
We did it. I did it like last week. So no.
Was it like
no,
one of those things where it's like you've got like a mate who's got a game and you and a couple of other friends like over there and you're all smiling?
Yep.
And...
Yep.
Was it 1-2 Switch?
Was it what?
Was it a game called 1-2 Switch?
I don't know. There was game. You take the little controllers off the side, and then there's loads of little mini games on the thing. There's just on the thing.
1-2 Switch. It's called. So everyone, go and look up the trailer because by the time this episode comes out, the ad will probably be running.
But it was they got us to. There was like 6 of us, or a bit more than that, actually, and they just said, right, you two play a game, you two play a game, and we all like had to really get cheery and energetic about it. And
so
it was like
you were actually just playing it. You weren't.
We were genuinely playing the games, and like sometimes it was quite good because you get into the game a little bit, and everyone would like cheering, and so it was fine. But then sometimes the games aren't that exciting, or like not so immediately so anyway, and so you kind of have to. Like, all right, pretend you're happy that your guy won. Yay. It's like, all right. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It was shit, man.
As it happens, I just defeated Calamity Ganon on Breath of the Wild before. And
Calamity Ganon?
And I've got about 880 Korok seeds, so...
no idea
I tell you what, Breath of the Wild, that's a 10 out of 10 game, that. So, Nintendo, if you want to send me a Switch, because I've been playing it on the Wii U, I'll continue to plug you in the podcast. And all your games.
It was a shit thing, though.
Nintendo, send me stuff. Calvin likes Pokemon, if you want to send him a Pokemon Moon or whatever. No, what's the new one coming out?
Is it Pokemon Stars?
Pokemon Stars. Send Calvin Pokemon Stars. And we'll do a whole episode about it.
Yes.
That in fact, send us all Pokemon Stars and a Switch, Nintendo, and we'll do a Pokemon episode.
I don't want one. I'm all right. It was shit. Honestly, have you seen what it is? It's basically like a Wii except smaller.
Yeah, you were playing the 1-2 Switch, which is like a tech demo.
It's like the standard
glorified
shitty
as a
thing,
full game, because they've launched the thing far too early. They haven't got any games ready to go yet. But
then
Breath of the Wild is phenomenal, but it's a Wii U game.
It's like a little console. Like what is it? Are you supposed to be able to like take it with you places and stuff because it's too small?
Yeah. It's bridging the gap between home console and like Game Boys, Alan, to use language that you'll understand.
But it's got these little handles. It's got these little game play joystick things that click to the side. But then you have to have this other thing that you strap to your wrist. But I don't know where that goes, and it's too big to be really easily portable. It's like just a bit too big. Like
no, but you can pop it in a bag and then pull it out if you want to play Mario Kart with people.
Yeah, but you can't see the screen because it's too small.
It's easier than taking a PlayStation with you, isn't it?
I don't know. It's not. It's pretty big. How big's a PlayStation?
Isn't it about the size of a tablet, like an iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, people take them with them, don't they?
Yeah, but they're useful.
What do you do on an iPad other than play games?
I don't know. I haven't got one.
Well,
I'm telling you, this is going to fail. It's going to be a big bust. I played it.
It's doing pretty well for Nintendo at the moment. And
I might not be the core demographic on it.
There's good games on the horizon. We've got Super Mario Odyssey on the way. We've got some good stuff on the way. They've just released too early.
Why are you saying we? Are you in the pocket of Nintendo? Is this why you keep defending them?
Shit. Well, Nintendo, send me some games, right? I'm looking after you here. Like I already got us to do a Mario episode. So you already owe me for that.
And this little end sequence was just indicative of that.
Well, like having a massive budget doesn't necessarily mean much if you've got Will Smith in the cast. Like, is his special trailer that he has to have taking up a full street of wherever they're filming with
very true,
all that stuff in there doesn't come cheap.
if Jared Leto is expensing the postage for these gifts, he's sending all the cast members as well. That'd add up.
Oh, you just reminded me. I don't think I've told you. On this shoot I did the other day, I had a wee next to Steve Buscemi. I just happened to go to the toilet at the same time as him, and I'm like,
oh, I thought you meant a Nintendo Wii.
no, a urination. I was stood at the urinal, and it was like, oh my god, Steve Buscemi's having a piss right next to me. That's my biggest claim to fame so far.
So what's it look like?
I think
Is it bug-eyed too?
No, I didn't. I was professional. Yeah, sorry, you just reminded me of that about actors with trailers on film. So.
Did
he was he one of those people where, like, for whatever reason, the wee's just coming out in short bursts? Like,
he's quite an old man now, you know.
Yeah.
Right, where were we on this film?
Yeah, so Calvin, how would you try and make sense of this mess?
Well, I was very disappointed at the lack of suicide in a film called Suicide Squad. So, my pitch for a Suicide Squad film is a bunch of old people are living in a hospice. And
I thought you were going to do like a superhero team, and one of them's like a terrorist, and one of them's a kamikaze pilot.
Oh no, this was very almost a film set in Afghanistan. It was very close to being that, but I decided to move away from that just so that Hamas. I don't want to be on their radar as potential enemy. Anyway,
I do. I've heard they stomp on mice.
That's it. That's where we'll get our controversy.
That's not the beef we want.
Up next is a sequence that was cut from our review of the year 2017 Part 1 episode, looking back at the first 6 months. Alan had prepared a variety of games for us to play, well, 3, 2 of which made it into the episode, but this one, whilst arguably being the best one, was cut for time. So, here you are.
I've got a little game for Fast and Furious.
Another game.
Oh, okay.
A little one. This game is the time with Fast and Furious. It's called Fast or Furious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the name of a celebrity, and you have to tell me if they've been convicted of a driving offence or a violent crime.
Oh,
what if it's both?
Oh, this is going to be so good.
What if it's both, like Matthew Broderick?
I've tried to find people who haven't done both. I've tried to be specific about that.
So there's no Matthew Broderick in there.
Okay.
Oh no, Matthew Broderick's my first one.
Oh shit.
He's both at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, no.
He killed someone with a car.
Well, okay, let's break this down then. Use this as an example. Matthew Broderick was convicted of careless driving. That's a driving offence. He did kill 2 people.
2?
But it wasn't a violent crime, it was an accident, and he didn't do it deliberately. So that's the crucial difference here. I'll just throw them out at you, you can work as a team. So, Mark Wahlberg.
Violent offence.
Furious.
Violent offence?
Yeah,
furious. He's furious. Do you know what he's been convicted of?
He beat the shit out of a Vietnamese man?
Yeah, because
he
wasn't he running away from the police at the time and they beat him up and then stole his coat or something?
I don't know. He was a bit of a tearaway as a team.
I thought it was a racially charged hate crime.
Not exactly. I think he used racial epithets at the time, but I don't think it was a racially motivated. He was just wrong place, wrong time.
Didn't the guy need a permanent wheelchair afterwards?
Anyway, the point is that he's a violent criminal.
So if he damaged one of his eyes, then he wouldn't be able to go to Transformers and see the 3D effects of the Mark Wahlberg.
Bill Gates?
I'm going to say fast.
I think I would say fast, yeah. He probably got parking offences or
I reckon he was just speeding in his car really quickly or something.
Bill Gates, back in the 70s before he was Bill Gates. Driving without a license.
Well, I was going to say, he won't drive himself anywhere these days, will he?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what about this one? This is a tough one. Kiefer Sutherland.
Ooh.
I reckon he is...
I think drink driving.
I'm going to say furious.
I'm going to say fast.
Ooh, split answers. Yeah. He's been convicted of drink driving 4 times.
Yeah.
He has been arrested for headbutting someone, but no charges were brought. Cheryl Cole.
Oh, that's definitely Furious.
Yeah, that's Furious.
I heard she stomped on some mice in a toilet.
No, I think she stomped on a girl in a toilet, actually. I think it was...
Well, I think she threw a phone into her face, causing actual bodily harm, and was convicted of that.
Yikes.
Okay, next one. That was an easy one. Next one. Charles S. Dutton.
Who's that?
Furious.
Remind me who that is.
He's in Alien 3. He's the preacher guy with the glasses.
Oh,
the
yeah,
leader of the
definitely
prisoners.
Furious, yeah.
Furious. Do you know the story behind this one, Calvin?
I don't know the story. I just know he killed a man, didn't he?
Yeah, it seems that when he was a teenager, from what I read, it seemed like it was a fight that, he killed the guy. So he was done for manslaughter, did 7 years in prison. Then did another 3 years for breaking his parole because he had a weapon, something like that. But in prison, started a drama society, and that's how he got into acting. So there you go. It led to his renaissance. The system works, everyone. Okay, next, Halle Berry.
Oh,
Furious.
I'm gonna say Fast.
She was done for a hit and run, fast. It wasn't a deliberate violent crime or anything. But yeah, she crashed into something and just drove off. As you do. Okay, final one. Nice easy one for you. Kelsey Grammer.
Both?
Is he fast or furious? Now remember, this is what he's been convicted of.
I'm going to say Fast.
Yeah, it's Fast.
It could easily be either.
He's been convicted of drink driving.
Yeah.
So that is a vehicular crime. No, I don't think he's done anything specifically violent, but yeah, lots of substance abuse in his past.
Well,
That's what it's all about.
He tried to kill Bart Simpson repeatedly, but he never actually did it.
That's an interesting
yeah,
man.
that's it. That's all I've got for you.
That was fun. I like these games.
All right, so what about a cheetah? Fast or Furious?
Both. No, they're not furious. They're just hungry.
But they're furious if you kick them and run away.
There can be.
They don't chase down deer because they're really pissed off. The deer comes and boots them and then runs off.
And now here's yet another clip from that same episode. This time in which we revisited our Suicide Squad episode, which we recorded in anticipation of Wonder Woman, in which Calvin suggested the idea of a real-life Suicide Squad, featuring convicted felons, criminals, and what have you. I came back to the idea here with some firmer ideas. Anyway, I've got a little thing I prepared here. I didn't want to send you guys off without a sequel pitch.
Oh.
Remember in our Suicide Squad episode, Calvin, you suggested a real-life Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Well, I've been thinking about this. Alan got annoyed with us for going off on a tangent at the time, so I thought I'd have a think about it and come back with a full list of people. So this is my pitch for another Suicide Squad sequel is just real-life Suicide Squad. Calvin gets a story by credit or something.
Based on the original idea.
Yeah. So the rules for this are they all have to be, if not convicted, at least arrested, taken to court and what have you, and they all have to be still alive. They were my criteria for picking people. So intelligence officer Henry Kissinger assembles Task Force X. Now,
brilliant.
He just seemed like the right guy for this because he hangs around and sort of manages these unsavory types. But I do want to make it clear, he's not. I'm not painting him as an outright villain. He's averted nuclear war on multiple occasions. When Richard Nixon would get drunk and order a nuclear strike on North Korea, and he would sort of then phone up afterwards and be like, "Just leave it till the morning when he's sober."
I mean, he did win the Nobel Peace Prize. You can't argue with that.
And he did lose his glasses in the toilet. I can't let them know I left them in the toilet.
Deadshot. Who do you think I've got in the role of Deadshot?
Who was the guy who went to the top of that clock tower and shot?
No, he's nothing to do with shooting, my guy. I couldn't sync them up. I just wanted him in here.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, all right, I've cast.
So it's the one mass shooter that didn't kill himself.
No, it's Mark Wahlberg, right? Because he seems like a Will Smith type.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were going for actual criminals.
He is. He's a convicted guy
right,
who beat up that Vietnamese man.
Yeah, but he's not like Ian Brady.
And then Rebecca Brooks, who I suggested in our episode, she's our Harley Quinn.
Yeah, yes, that's
okay. El Diablo, I've gone with Anjem Chowdhury. Are you familiar with him? That twat. He's a provocateur, radicalist.
Oh, is he the one with the hook?
Knobhead. No. He's pro terrorism with like as much as you can be within the law, and he's very. He's got a very legally savvy mind. He'll come out and say whatever he can up to a point, and then kind of he's a twat, and he's in jail now anyway. So
good.
So why don't you find someone who's like a known arsonist or something?
Because that's not as fun.
This just sounds like you're listing people you don't like. I
am. So Martin Shkreli is playing Captain Boomerang.
Who's Martin? Oh right, yeah, that's
you know Shkreli. Yeah, look him up. He's a knobhead. He's been arrested on some. He bought
like some patent for like HIV medication and then increased the price of it by like 300% or something ridiculous. Like, no, it was even more than that, wasn't it? It was like
that's what he increased the price basically from like $7 a thingy to about $300 per pill or something.
What's wrong with that? Capitalism.
Well,
that's straight up. That's the American dream.
Yeah, but there's sort of moral.
Yeah, he's a real life villain though. The Wu-Tang Clan auctioned off that album that was like, this is an album we've made and it's one copy and we're auctioning it off to the highest bidder. He bought that, and then he came out before Trump was elected and was promising everyone he'd release his collection of like exclusive Wu-Tang Clan music, Beatles tracks no one had heard that he allegedly had. All this music, he would release it if people went out and elected Trump. And then when Trump got in, he sort of instead said there was some legal like reason why he couldn't do that. So he just released a video of himself listening to the album, like with headphones. Like,
to be honest, though, this sounds like someone you'd really like. Like that's a classic.
I've put him in my film, haven't I? You know, I think he's a colourful character.
Is there a lot of crossover between Wu-Tang fans and Trump voters?
Anyway, I've got Mike Tyson as our Killer Croc guy. Convicted rapist Mike Tyson.
I see where you go with that. Yeah, just a big guy,
and
big violent guy.
O.J. Simpson as Slipknot. I wanted him in there somewhere. Now, now they're placed under the command of Aaron Gnoji. Joni.
Is he some like African warlord?
No, he is. Are you familiar with Gamergate?
No.
Okay, well, he was an ex-boyfriend of this video game journalist who posted a whole load of stuff about her online and started this campaign of very unfair, sexist abuse that's tarnished video game like players as twats.
What's fair sexist abuse?
Consenting stuff in the bedroom, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, so one of Kissinger's intended recruits is Shirley Phelps Roper, who is currently the sort of ipso facto leader of Westboro Baptist Church ever since Fred Phelps died. I don't think they've got an official leader anymore, but she quickly turns on Kissinger and calls him a fag enabler, condemns him for preventing nuclear war on multiple occasions. Feels like a hellfire raining upon the planet would be what God wants. So she escapes and she goes on a rampage, converting passers-by into members of Westboro Baptist Church, who are then completely under her bidding. So Henry Kissinger has to deploy the squad to stop her. And so then we get some flashbacks about this. But Rebecca Brooks' partner in evil is Rupert Murdoch, obviously. So he finds out about her predicament and rushes to basically buy her out of harm's way. And then we get this flashback sequence where we see them being taken down by a handsome millionaire playboy vigilante, Hugh Grant.
Nah.
And just a load of action. Brilliant. Yeah, load of action nonsense. Partway through, they're joined by Katana. So in this instance, I have gone with someone whose conviction was related to a samurai sword. Alan, you might be able to get this.
Hang on, what, a samurai sword? Oh no, I don't know then.
Danny John Jules, who played the cat in Red Dwarf.
What, did he attack someone with a samurai?
Yeah, do you not know about this?
I haven't heard of this. What's this?
He got arrested because he got annoyed with some bin men for not taking his bin. So he came out in a dressing gown, brandishing a samurai sword.
Oh,
and I think and I think he kicked them in the shin or something, and got some community service for it. But oh yeah, so they do Suicide Squad. That's it. But yeah, going back to Hugh Grant in our Batman role. He himself is toyed with the dark side as well, kind of like Batman does, towing the line, because he's also he's brushed with the law.
Yeah.
There's the obvious one with the hookers, but also he assaulted that paparazzo with some baked beans that time, which
I think is something we can all sympathise with.
Oh,
that's setting up a sequel where he becomes corrupted and turns into the Condiment King. Running around throwing baked beans at people.
Brilliant.
Not quite a condiment, but close enough. So there we go. Who'd be in your real life Suicide Squad? Why don't you write in and?
I'd have proper murderers. I'd have Jeffrey Dahmer and Ian Brady, Rosemary
They're
West.
all dead though. They're all dead.
Doesn't matter.
See, I thought you want people who'd committed suicide.
Oh,
Kurt Cobain and.
Is Henry Kissinger still alive?
Yeah.
Huh.
Who'd be in our Suicide Squad then, like Alan suggested? Kurt Cobain, Robin Williams.
Tony Scott can direct.
Dear.
What? We're naming people who committed suicide. At what point is this going to enter good taste?
I don't know why that one. Oh dear. Well, so yeah, that's Wonder Woman, and now I've saved the best for last. This is the clip I mentioned at the start, which was from our Thunderball recording. This was from the era when we were pitching an episode of Frasier almost every episode, and we got very giddy during this recording. And well, I'll let you listen. Try and make sense of it for yourself. What sitcom do you think James Bond would like?
Good question. Probably something quite miserable like Steptoe and Son, or
no, that's way too
class.
Yeah.
It depends what Bond we're talking about as well. Are we talking Connery's Bond or Brosnan's Bond, Craig's Bond?
Let's do Sean Connery's Bond, and we'll do the others in a subsequent episode.
Okay, Sean Connery.
I bet you he'd enjoy Are You Being Served?
No.
He'd love all that innuendo about pussies.
What's that Scottish one about the guys who dress up as old men and
Still Game.
Still Game.
Yeah, you would like Still Game actually because it's Scottish. Yeah. Still Game's great. It's one of my favourites. Roger Moore would like Are You Being Served?
Yeah. Smut.
Sort of shit. No, I think Dad's Army is a good bet in Jennifer Bond because it's got war stuff and heroic people.
We all know which one George Lazenby likes, though, right?
Kath and Kim?
Kath and Kim, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy you said that because that was the only Australian sitcom I could think of.
That's the only one I know. Oh, God.
Right, should we stop recording?
Yeah, probably. Should we say goodbye?
Okay. Oh. Do we normally?
I don't know.
We normally just find an end point and then one of us records a little...
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, friend of Hadgrid. That was my spider from Harry Potter impression.
Do an impression of Frasier saying goodbye, as if he's presenting his radio show.
Oh, okay. That's all for today, Seattle. This is Frasier Crane, KACL 780. Talk Radio. There we go. That's it.
Now, Sol, now you do your Frasier. Saying goodbye.
Hello, my name's Dr. Frasier. Welcoming you to another end of the show. I'll see you all tomorrow morning for more Frasier Beats FM. Where I, Dr. Frasier Crane, Doctor of Hip Beats, pick out the hottest new tunes from around the world.
So, he's a doctor in the same sense as Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Alan,
Yes.
do you want to do your Kelsey Grammer impression? Do you want
I
to
don't
share
know if I
yours
need
with
to
the
get
group?
involved in this Frasier obsession.
You're very unimpressed with our Kelsey Grammer obsession these more recent episodes, aren't you?
I think it might have a limited lifespan.
Nah, I think we can run this for years.
Do an impression of Niles then, Alan.
I'm not that familiar with the show, to be honest with you.
Neither am I.
Okay, it was something like, "Oh, Frasier, I'm in love with this woman. I'm married to this woman. Oh my gosh!"
Oh, that's pretty close, yeah.
Oh wait, Calvin, I want to hear your Lilith.
Well, you never hear Lilith.
Who's Lilith?
Niles' wife.
No, she's in it.
Oh no, Lilith. Oh, sorry, no, that's Maris. Lilith is Frasier's ex-wife.
Oh, is it Frasier?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go on. Do me. She's like a hard face.
Is Niles straight?
Do it. Well,
Not in real life.
It's the crux of the whole show is that he's obsessed with this woman.
Oh, okay.
So maybe not if Calvin's anything to go by.
Okay. Let me find a Lilith quote. Lilith Sternen quote.
It'd be something like, "Frasier, you've disappointed your son again."
Calvin, I'd rather hear you do an impression of Joey Tribbiani's. He's just come home, and he's carrying 5 big sandwiches because they were on buy one get one free, and he thought, well, I'm hungry, so he bought 5 and ate 5. But now he's got 5 free
I thought you were
ones.
going to say they were on buy one get one free, but he managed to buy an odd number. I guess he's Joey, and he's stupid.
No. He didn't factor in the free ones when he was buying them. So now he's got 5 sandwiches that he needs to eat, but he's too full, and he's taken them home, and Ross hasn't eaten all day, so because Ross has been working on a paper on dinosaurs. So Joey's got to put the sandwiches in the fridge and keep Ross away and sort of tell him, like, "Don't you eat these sandwiches, Ross." Take it away, Calvin.
Am I doing
Wait a
both
minute,
characters?
I'll lead you. I'll do Ross.
Okay.
What's that you got? Is that a sandwich? Oh, is
There
that a
are-
sandwich, Joey?
They're my sandwiches.
Could you have any more sandwiches? I don't know what's happened.
No, I know, we've gone off on a tangent again.
There you go, a ramshackle Frankenstein episode. Hope you enjoyed it, all the same. Hopefully we'll be back next week, and you know what, if you're someone who just subscribes to the feed and this episode's dropped in your box, maybe go check out our social media pages and make sure that we're not dead, you know? Because Alan might need condoling. To play us out, I'll leave you with a clip from the end of our Prometheus episode, which, if you remember, concluded with us getting very silly and doing lots of voices and impressions. Alan and Calvin had stopped recording by this point, so it's just me solo losing my fucking mind. I hope it won't put you off from joining us again next week. Yeah, have a pleasant 7 days.
Oh, damn. Oh, really now? Let's reenact Krusty gets busted from memory. Come on, boy. Let's go for some chocolate frosty milkshakes. Oh, jeez, Dad, I hate chocolate frosty milkshakes. Why, you little... Oh, Homie, you mustn't strike the child. Dad, I read a study that says you mustn't strike children. Oh, I'm going to the store.
Oh, it's me, Krusty the Clown. Well, hey. Oh, but it's not me. Oh. No, it's me, Mr. Burns. Ooh, the hell of it all. Oh, Mr. Burns, it's me, Smithers. That's Homer, and he's a very bad employee. Oh, hey, what's the matter, Homer? It's Mo, your best pal. Oh, Homer, I'm Barney, and I'm drunk. And Lenny, and Carl. I can't do Carl, apparently. Hi-li-ho, it's me, Flanderino. Clancy.